It is almost the end of the year. Look around you. Everyone is talking about new beginnings. Everyone is making lists. Everyone is rushing to buy gifts, to finish projects, to smile for the camera. But let us be honest for a moment. Just you and me. How do you actually feel? There is a heaviness, isn't there? A specific kind of weight that sits right here in the curve of your neck, in the trapezius muscles, in the tops of your shoulders. It feels like lead. It feels like you are wearing a backpack filled with stones that you cannot take off, even when you lie down to sleep. You might wake up in the morning and you are already tired. And you think to yourself, maybe I just need more coffee. Maybe I just need to sleep for 12 hours this weekend. But deep down, you know that is not true. You know that sleep will not fix this. Because this is not physical exhaustion. This is energetic congestion. I want you to know that I understand this state. I know it intimately. I have spent years trying to push through it, trying to force myself to be festive, to be productive, when my internal battery was blinking red. I know what it feels like to drag yourself through the day, feeling like every movement requires twice the effort, as if you are walking through water. You are not broken, and you are not lazy. What you are feeling is the accumulation of 12 months of open loops. Think about it this way. Imagine your brain, your nervous system, is a powerful computer. Every time you started something this year and did not finish it, that opened a window. Every time you felt hurt by someone but swallowed the words instead of speaking them, that opened a background program. Every time you made a small promise to yourself, like, I will start dancing, or I will rest more, and you broke that promise, that opened another tab in your browser. And right now, as we stand at the threshold of the new year, you have hundreds of these tabs open. They are invisible. You cannot see them. But your body feels them. Your body is holding them. These unfinished cycles are quietly consuming your energy. They are eating your RAM. They are draining your battery before you even get out of bed. And the great tragedy of our modern world is that we are told to solve this by adding more. Society tells you, set new goals, make a vision board, dream bigger. But this is a trap. Imagine a cup that is filled to the brim with old, cold, dark tea. The tea has been sitting there for months. It is stagnant. If you try to pour fresh, clear water into that cup, what happens? It does not mix. It simply overflows. It makes a mess. You cannot receive the new until you empty the old. This is the law of the vacuum. This is the wisdom that the ancient traditions knew, but which we have forgotten in our rush to achieve. Nature teaches us a simple rhythm. First, the exhale. Only then, the inhale. You cannot take a deep breath in if your lungs are already full of stale air. You have to let it go first. So today, in this space we are creating together, we are not going to add anything to your to-do list. We are not going to create pressure. We are not going to force ourselves to be happy. We are going to do something much more profound. We are going to do the work that no one talks about. We are going to exhale. We are going to find those open tabs, and one by one, we are going to close them. We are going to find where that leaden weight is hiding in your muscles, and we are going to dissolve it. If you are ready to put down the backpack, if you are ready to stop carrying the ghosts of the past year into your future, then stay with me. This is not a lecture. This is a ritual of release. Let us begin. We human beings, we love our logic. We love to think that we can think our way out of everything. When we feel this heaviness, our first instinct is to go into the mind. We make lists. We write resolutions. We analyze why we are tired. We tell ourselves stories about how next year will be different because we have a plan. But here is the uncomfortable truth that I have had to learn the hard way. You cannot think your way out of a feeling that is stuck in your biology. Let me explain what is happening inside you right now. It is fascinating, really. In psychology, there is a concept called an open loop. When you start a task and do not finish it, your brain marks it as danger. It marks it as incomplete. It allocates a tiny slice of your energy to keep that file open, just in case you need to return to it quickly. Now, imagine a disappointment you felt in March. Maybe a project that failed. Maybe a friend who ghosted you. You moved on mentally. You said, "I am over it." But your body is not over it. Because for the animal body, for the nervous system, an emotion is not an abstract thought. It is a chemical event. It is a surge of energy that demands to be moved. If you felt anger, your muscles prepared to fight. If you felt fear, your psoas muscle tightened to run. But we live in a polite society, so you didn't fight. You didn't run. You sat at your desk. You smiled at the Zoom camera. You swallowed the energy. And where did that energy go? It went into your fascia. Fascia is that connective tissue, like a spider web, that wraps around every muscle, every organ, every bone in your body. It is the wetsuit you are wearing underneath your skin. The disappointment from March? It is likely locked in the tightness of your hips. The words you didn't say in July, they are frozen in the tension of your jaw. The burden of responsibility you carried all autumn, that is the cement in your shoulders. This is why writing a list of things to let go of often does not work. You are clearing the desktop of your mind, but the virus is still on the hard drive. You are trying to use a mental software update to fix a hardware problem. It all. To truly close the year, to truly exhale, we must speak the language of the body. And the body does not speak in words. It speaks in breath. It speaks in sound. And it speaks in movement. So, I want to invite you to try something with me, right now. You do not need to change clothes. You do not need a yoga mat. You just need a moment of privacy. If you are in a public place, you can do this internally, but if you can, stand up or sit up very straight. We are going to do a somatic drop. We are going to show your nervous system what it feels like to actually, physically, let go of the burden. Now, your mind might say, "This is silly," or "I will feel awkward." That is just your ego trying to stay in control. That is the armor protecting the soft parts of you. Let it be awkward. Let it be strange. The healing is often found in the weirdness. Here is what we are going to do. I want you to bring your attention to your shoulders. Slowly, start to lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Higher. Imagine that you are gathering up every heavy bag, every unfulfilled expectation, every "I should have done better" from the last 12 months. Squeeze them up, tight. Make it uncomfortable. Use your muscles to create the tension that you have been carrying unconsciously. Amplify it. Show your body how heavy the load really is. Hold it. Hold it. Feel the trembling. That is the energy waking up. And now, on the count of 3, you are going to drop your shoulders down as fast as gravity will take them, and you are going to let out a sharp, loud sound from your belly. A sound like, "Ha!" Not a polite sigh, a primal drop. Ready? 1. Gathering the weight. 2. Feeling the pressure. 3. Ha! Stay there. Don't move. Keep your eyes closed. Notice the sensation in your neck. Notice the rush of warmth. Notice the tingling running down your arms into your fingertips. That is the sound of a loop closing. That is your nervous system getting the signal. The danger is over. We can put the bag down. It feels different than just thinking about it, doesn't it? You see, we spend so much time trying to analyze our past, but sometimes you just need to drop it. We are going to go deeper into where else this energy is leaking, because the shoulders are just the beginning. Take a gentle breath in and a long, slow breath out. Now that we have opened the door, let us look at what else needs to be cleared. Now that we have dropped the physical weight from the shoulders, we can go deeper. We can look at the vessel itself. Imagine just for a moment that your energy body is a golden vase. It was designed to hold light. It was designed to hold vitality, creativity, and joy. But if you are feeling that chronic exhaustion we talked about, it is because this vase has cracks. We call these energy leaks. You can pour all the sleep, all the vitamins, and all the affirmations you want into a cracked vase, but it will never stay full. The liquid will simply seep out into the dry earth. So, let us look at these cracks. Let us look at the 7 holes where your power has been silently draining away this year. And as I name them, I want you to simply scan your body. Do not judge yourself. Just notice, does this resonate? Does your stomach tighten? Does your chest feel heavy? If you feel a reaction, that is good. That is your body saying, yes, here, look here. The first leak, and perhaps the most common one for women who feel deeply, is the leak of broken promises to self. Think back. How many times this year did you make a small pact with yourself? I will go for a walk today. I will not answer work emails after 8. I will speak up when I feel uncomfortable. And then the moment came, and you didn't do it. It seems so small, doesn't it? You think, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll do it tomorrow. But to your subconscious mind, it matters. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you create a tiny fracture in your self-trust. You are teaching your inner child that your word cannot be trusted. That disappointment lives in the solar plexus. It feels like a subtle nausea. It is the feeling of abandoning yourself, over and over again. That is where the power goes. It leaks into the gap between who you said you would be and what you actually did. The second leak is the leak of the savior. Oh, I know this one well. I have lost oceans of energy here. This is the belief that you are responsible for other people's emotions. You walk into a room and you scan it. Is he happy? Is she okay? Is the mood heavy? And you take it upon yourself to fix it. You metabolize their stress in your own body. You listen to the friend who complains about the same problem for the 100th time, and you give her your life force, hoping to heal her. But you are not healing her. You are enabling her, and you are draining yourself. When you carry a burden that is not yours, your body gets confused. Your lower back starts to ache, because physically, you are carrying a phantom weight. You are acting as a filter for everyone else's pollution. The third leak is the leak of unspoken truth. Everything you wanted to say this year, but swallowed to keep the peace. The boundary you wanted to set. The no that turned into a yes. The I love you that you were too afraid to whisper. Where does that go? It stays in the throat chakra. It becomes a lump, a tightness. Sometimes it becomes a cough that won't go away. When we suppress our truth, we are literally strangling our own flow. It takes an immense amount of energy to hold a beach ball underwater. That is what you are doing with your truth. Now, let me tell you a story. A very old story from the Zen tradition, but I want you to hear it with new ears. A university professor went to visit a famous Zen master. The professor was full of his own opinions, his own knowledge, his own stress. He wanted the master to teach him about enlightenment. The master smiled and began to pour tea. He poured the tea into the professor's cup. He filled it to the brim. But he did not stop. He kept pouring. The tea overflowed the cup, spilled onto the saucer, poured over the table, and dripped onto the professor's robes. "Stop!" the professor cried out. "The cup is full! No more will go in!" The master put down the teapot. He looked at the professor and said, "Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions, your own worries, and your own past. How can I show you anything unless you first empty your cup?" We hear this story and we think it is about learning, but it is about energy. You are the cup. And right now, for many of you, the cup is not just full. It is full of cold, stagnant, bitter tea from February, from August, from November. You are trying to pour the fresh wine of the new year into this full cup. And you wonder why you feel overwhelmed. You wonder why you feel like you are drowning. It is because there is no space. Let us look at the fourth leak. The leak of resentment. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It is a tab running in the background of your mind, replaying the argument, replaying the injustice. It wasn't fair. Why did they do that? Every time you replay the movie, your body releases the stress hormones as if it is happening right now. You are burning fuel to travel back in time to a place of pain. The fifth leak is the waiting room. This is the subtle leak of postponing your life. I will be happy when I lose 5 kilos. I will feel successful when I get that promotion. I will feel complete when I meet him. You are living in the future, and since you are not here, your power is not here. You are sending your energy to a phantom version of yourself, leaving the real you right here, starving. The sixth leak is digital noise. The comparison trap, the scroll, the intake of thousands of images of other people's lives. Every image is a micro-decision for your brain. Do I like this? Am I enough? She looks happier. It is death by 1,000 cuts. It scatters your focus like dust in the wind. And finally, the seventh leak, the leak of resistance to what is. This is the biggest one. It is the energy we spend fighting reality, wishing things were different, arguing with the facts. He shouldn't have left. I shouldn't have lost that money. It shouldn't be raining. But it is raining, and he did leave. The gap between what is and what you want it to be is where your peace goes to die. Take a breath. That was a lot, I know. You might feel a little exposed right now. You might feel a heaviness in your chest as you realize how many of these leaks are active in your field. But listen to me closely. This is not bad news. This is the best news you could possibly hear. Because if you know where the leak is, you can patch it. You haven't lost your power permanently. You have just been misdirecting it. You have been watering weeds instead of flowers. And the moment you see the leak, truly see it, the healing begins. But to heal it, we have to make a choice that feels scary, a choice that feels like jumping off a cliff. We have to choose to stop. We have to choose to cut the cord. Are you ready to see what that looks like? Now you see the mechanism. You see the leaks. You see the cracks in the vase. And here is the thing about awareness. It is a one-way street. Once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. You can try to ignore it. You can try to close your eyes and pretend the weight isn't there. But you will never again be able to carry that backpack with the same innocence you had yesterday. This is your point of no return. Right now, in this quiet moment between us, you are standing at a crossroads. One path is familiar. It is the path of carrying it all. It is the path of waking up in January, feeling just as heavy as you do in December. It is the path where you keep waiting for the apology that never comes. It is the path where you keep nurturing the resentment because, in a strange, twisted way, that pain keeps you company. We hold on to the clutter because we are terrified of the void. If I put down the anger, who am I? If I stop trying to save my family, what will I do with my hands? If I admit that this dream is dead, what is left? We fill our space with ghosts because silence feels like death to the ego. But I want you to listen to me closely. You are not tired because you have done too much work. You are not tired because you are getting older. You are tired because you are carrying things that do not belong to you. And you are tired because you are waiting for closure. How many times have you told yourself, I just need closure. I just need him to explain why. I just need them to acknowledge what they did. Here is the hardest truth I have ever had to learn. Closure is not something they give you. Closure is not an external event. Closure is an internal decision to stop waiting. You do not need their apology to heal. You do not need their permission to move on. Waiting for them to close the loop is the ultimate act of giving away your power. It is saying, I will not be happy until you decide I can be. Today, right now, you take that power back. We are going to perform a surgery, not with a knife, but with your attention. We are going to cut the cords, not with anger, because anger is still a connection. Anger is a very thick red rope that ties you to the person you hate. No, we are going to cut the cords with something much more powerful, with neutrality. If it feels safe for you, close your eyes. Take a deep breath into your belly. Let your belly soften. I want you to think of one specific thing or one specific person that has been draining you this year. The biggest leak. You know exactly what it is. The first thing that popped into your mind is the right one. Visualize that person or that situation standing in front of you. And notice, where do you feel the connection in your body? Is there a hook in your solar plexus? Is there a tightness in your chest? Is there a heavy rope attached to your shoulders? See the cord. What color is it? Is it thick? Is it pulsing? Now, I don't want you to fight it. I simply want you to look at this cord and realize, this is my energy leaking out. This is my vitality fueling a ghost. On the count of 3, you are not going to attack. You are simply going to unplug. Like pulling a plug out of a wall socket. You are going to withdraw your energy back into your own body. Ready? 1. Acknowledge the lesson this taught you. 2. Thank the experience for the wisdom, but refuse the weight. 3. Pull it back. Snap. Imagine the cord falling away. The other end drops to the floor. It is no longer feeding on you. And feel, physically feel, your energy returning to you, like a vacuum cleaner cord retracting. Zip back into your center, back into your belly, back into your heart. It is yours. It always was yours. You were just lending it out. Notice the space that has opened up. It might feel cool. It might feel empty. Do not rush to fill it. Just breathe into that space. This emptiness is the birthplace of your new year. You have made the choice. You have chosen yourself. And now that the vessel is beginning to clear, we need to shake out the dust that remains. We have done the mental work. We have unplugged the cords. But there is one final step, and it is the step that most people skip. You see, when you hold tension for a long time, for weeks, for months, it changes the structure of your tissue. The stress becomes like a sediment, like fine gray dust that settles deep in your joints, in your bone marrow, in the spaces between your organs. You can analyze your problems all day, but you cannot think this dust away. You have to shake it out. Have you ever watched an animal in the wild? A gazelle that has just escaped a lion. Once the danger is over, the gazelle does not go to therapy. It does not write a journal entry about how scary the lion was. It stands still, and it shakes. It trembles violently for a minute or two. It literally discharges the adrenaline from its nervous system. And then it takes a deep breath. goes back to grazing, as if nothing happened. We humans have forgotten how to shake. We freeze. We hold the shock. We hold the year inside us. So now, we are going to do the quantum exhale. We are going to borrow the wisdom of the animal body. I want you to stand up if you can. If you cannot stand, you can do this sitting on the edge of your chair. Plant your feet firmly on the floor, hip width apart. Unlock your knees. This is important. Do not lock your legs. Keep them soft, bouncy. Now, simply begin to bounce on your heels. Just a small rhythmic bounce. Thump, 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 thump. Let your whole body be loose. Let your flesh hang off your bones. I know, you might feel ridiculous. Your mind is saying, "What am I doing?" Tell your mind to take a break. We are working with the fascia now. Begin to shake your hands. Flick your wrists as if you have water on them and you are trying to dry them off. Shake your elbows. Shake your shoulders. Let your head bobble gently if your neck allows it. Loosen the jaw. Let the lips flutter. Keep bouncing. And now, I want you to use your imagination. Visualize that gray dust, the dust of old arguments, the dust of fatigue, the dust of "I'm not good enough." Visualize it dislodging from your cells. Gravity is pulling it down. It is sliding down your spine, down your legs, through your ankles, and out through the soles of your feet. Give it to the earth. You do not need to hold it. The earth can handle it. She is the master recycler. She takes the dead leaves and turns them into soil. She can take your heaviness and compost it. Shake harder now. Shake off the conversations you are tired of having. Shake off the text messages. Shake off the dates on the calendar. Shake off the expectations of your parents. Shake off the version of you that tried to please everyone. Let a sound come out of your mouth, a low hum, or a groan, or a sigh. Let the sound vibrate the chest. You are vibrating the container so the old water can spill out. Keep going. Just 10 more seconds. Give it all to the floor. 5, 4, everything must go. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Stand completely still. Do not move. Keep your eyes closed. Feel that? Feel the tingling in your fingers? Feel the champagne bubbles moving through your veins. Feel the heat rising in your cheeks. That is not anxiety. That is life force. That is the space you just created. That is the feeling of a system that has finally exhaled. Just stay in this sensation. Enjoy the buzzing. This is what it feels like to be empty of the past and full of the present. You can slowly, very slowly, take a seat. Or, if you prefer, you can lie down. Move your body as if it is made of something precious, as if it is made of glass, because right now, it is. Notice the silence inside you. It feels strange, doesn't it? We are so used to the noise. We are so accustomed to the background hum of anxiety, the constant static of, what do I need to do next? That when it stops, we almost panic. We think, something is wrong. I feel empty. And I want to tell you, yes, you are empty. And it is beautiful. In our culture, we are terrified of the void. When we feel a moment of emptiness, we rush to fill it. We grab our phones. We eat something sweet. We call a friend to complain. We write a list of 20 goals for the new year because we are afraid that if we are not doing, we do not exist. But the void is not nothing. The void is the womb of creation. Think about a room. What makes a room useful? Is it the furniture? No, it is the space between the furniture. If the room is packed floor to ceiling with boxes, you cannot live in it. You have spent the last 12 months packing your internal room with boxes. And today, we moved them out. Now you have space. You have space to breathe. You have space to receive. And here is my request to you, my invitation. Please do not rush to fill this space. I know the temptation. I know the ego wants to immediately replace the old to-do list with a new one. I know you want to map out every step of January. But nature does not work that way. Look at the winter. Look at the trees right now. They are bare. They are not straining to push out new leaves yet. They are resting. They are dreaming in the dark. They trust the cycle. Can you trust the cycle? Can you trust that you do not need to have a plan right now? Can you trust that simply being without the heavy backpack is enough for today? The law of nature says that the universe abhors a vacuum. It will fill it. But if you rush to fill it out of fear, you will fill it with the same old clutter. If you wait, if you hold the space open with patience and reverence, something new will enter, something higher, something that matches your true vibration. So, as we come to the end of our time together, I want you to make a final somatic anchor. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Feel the warmth of your own palms. This is your container. You are safe here. You have exhaled the old year. You do not need to inhale the new year yet. Just rest in the pause between the breaths. That pause is where the magic lives. You have done deep work today. You have confronted things that most people run from their entire lives. Be gentle with yourself for the rest of the day. Drink water. Walk slowly. If tears come, let them be the rain that washes the pavement clean. If this ritual resonated with you, if you feel that you dropped a stone from your shoulders today, I invite you to leave a mark in the comments below. You do not need to write a long story if you don't want to. Just leave a falling leaf emoji, or write one word that describes your state right now. Lighter, empty, open. Let it be a signal to the universe that you are ready. Thank you for trusting me with your time. Thank you for trusting me with your process. Remember, you are not the heavy things you carry. You are the space that holds them. Exhale and be well.